Welcome
Right,
to
all
You Can't Make This Shit
right.
Up. I'm Joel Hoxley.
I'm
This
David
is David
Washington.
Washington.
Hello, hello. I'm
There you go.
sorry.
No, no,
I
I
did
like it
say
when
you were
you.
going to do it.
I just was introducing you, but David, that's
Thank you.
great. We are at the Oxford Sports Pub and Secret Society. We thank
Yes.
them for the facility. Any noises that are made, they're natural, so it makes it fun that you can actually come out here, visit us, see us live.
No sonic booms or anything like that.
No, that's a whole conversation in itself, David. But we can't. Our producer doesn't let us go there. So let's talk about this court that is so divided. Actually, an 8-1 decision is what we're going to be talking about today.
That's
Eight
correct.
one decision.
Right.
So we're going to talk about one justice, and that's KBJ.
That's right.
That's
Katanji Brown Jackson, Justice Katanji Brown Jackson, was the sole dissenter on a case involving an employer and a union. The case in question was Glacier Northwest Incorporated against versus Glacier Northwest Incorporated versus the International Brotherhood of Teamsters Local Union number 174.
yeah. So David, this this has to do with damage, right? So they protested. So
They were striking
they were
against
striking,
Northwest.
and we're this is a cement company, so
Yes,
they are
cement.
truck drivers, and they walking away. They have to keep the barrel rolling.
Correct.
That's a must, or else it would have been even worse than what happened. So they did that at least. They kept the it rolling, but the product is no good. You can't sell the product.
Correct.
So this is where the lawsuit comes from. Hey, I can't sell my product. Now it goes to the court and they say, okay, well, labor laws allow strikes, and
Correct.
they
That's
basically
correct.
say, oh, nope, you're not protected. So because I can't sell my concrete, I've lost all that revenue. I can't pay these guys that just went on strike. What am I to do? This is why this decision is very interesting. Is because if you go on strike, you're still responsible to not damage, to not do damage to the company. Is how I read it.
And and that's what Justice Brown Jackson is saying. It's like, wait a second. The purpose of striking, which is their right to do, is to show one that the employer is acting unjustly against the employee. Two, that because they're on strike, they're going to demonstrate that by not meeting our demands or negotiating on our demands, that there will be some harm to your business, to the bottom line. So her argument would be is that, well, expect some type of damage to your business because of the fact they are on strike. This is what happens when labor is on strike. It's because when there's a labor stoppage, it's because the bottom line is
Problem here,
hurt, and the bottom line here was hurt.
and the problem here is it's all by herself, because she's basically trying to say that if you go on strike, you can break windows, you can steal merchandise, basically anything. You can do anything.
And I can
The way
see
she's
I
writing
can
it,
see that argument. However, the union would know that type of behavior, there will be sanctions, there will be legal action against them. No labor official, and I should know because I led an effort to organize individuals in Illinois. So I've been on the front lines
oh,
and suffer the consequences for that. So I know that you maintain a sense of professionalism, a tactfulness, and responsibility when you, as labor, are fighting for
and then you have to
what you
act,
believe your
and
rights
you have
are.
to act like a grown up, and you
Exactly.
have to be
So,
prepared.
so that's kind of
They should have
different.
they should have made sure They should have made sure that they had that they had everything thought out. The labor union should have said, "Hey, we have the trucks." They did.
They
Hey,
had
we
the
have the
trucks. Yes,
trucks.
they did. They
We
had
can't.
the
If we
trucks.
stop those barrels, from rotating, then absolutely, we would have damaged
Right.
the trucks.
And as the employer,
So they're trying not to damage the trucks,
right?
but that constant rotation, that stuff had to be that had to be dumped out because it was not useful anymore. I mean, that product, I agree with the justices. That product couldn't be sold, and that's the only thing they have. So the
And
people that worked in the
And
people
that's
that,
the consequences of a strike. Your property, your information is at risk. When if I was the employer, in this situation, if I was the trucking company, Glacier, and I know that I am having these conversations.
did they know?
Oh, they knew. They were
Just saying.
in the whole process of this labor dispute. I'm going to get my trucks off the road now, or get them back on my property, away from the people that I'm having this labor dispute with. Is it going to hurt my bottom line? It's going to hurt my bottom line if they're with the drivers, the union members, or not. It's still going to hurt my bottom line.
So
that's
David,
the risk.
So David,
And that's what Justice
but
Katanji
she's
Brown
not taking
Jackson
into
is saying.
she's not taking into
There's
consideration.
an expectation that the bottom line is going to be hurt in the strike.
So you come into work, you start work because you're loading these trucks with cement, right? So you came into work and you put the cement in the vehicle that you cleaned the night before and emptied it to make sure that it was clean and beautiful, and tomorrow it will take concrete. They put the concrete in there. They're responsible for driving that truck and getting that product to. This is the labor union screwed up by going in and not striking. If they just strike, if they had just gone on strike, those trucks would have no problem whatsoever. They would have been clean. They would have been parked. They would have been everything.
Screwed up by allowing the workers into their garage, put the cement in the trucks.
I guarantee you that
there had to be a manager or a superintendent, someone in management to say, maybe this is not a good idea as we dispute this labor issue.
David, I'm saying the reason she's all by herself is because if they had gone on strike that morning, they never actually gotten in those trucks and started their day, that cement would have not been an issue.
And everyone agreed the strike was appropriate. The strike was protected.
Not a single one of them, not even the
management should have thought, oh my goodness.
It's not management. It's the union.
It's
the union should have planned this thing
my
better.
property. It's my property. I better get those trucks off the road. I better tell my folks. Wait. I need to know that my folks are going to go on strike.
How do I know they're all going to go strike? How do I know?
There's a procedure.
Yeah, but they didn't. They went into work that day.
Mm-hmm.
They started the day. If you know you're striking, we're going to have to rotate these barrels. But at least they'll be working, right? No, don't put the freaking stuff in there. Don't start your day and destroy this guy's product.
Either way, the Glacier's bottom line was going to get hurt. And some of the conservative justices did note that, this particular issue could find its way back to court because there should be an expectation, and there is an expectation that a work stoppage will hurt the bottom line, will hurt productivity on both sides. When you strike as a union member, you're not getting paid. You're not getting your health benefits. You're not getting the contributions to your 401k. When your management, you're not getting dollars into your business account. You're potentially losing clients. So on both sides, everyone's losing.
Again,
This opens up
this
judgment opens up
this says
management to sue labor during an authorized protected strike for damages because of a labor shortage. So if the Major League
I don't think it's
Baseball
that- I don't think
Players
it's that-
Association goes on strike,
which they do all the time.
exactly, the baseball owners lose money. So do the baseball players. They lose money. Major League Baseball owners could sue the players for loss of revenue.
No, they can't,
Why?
because they're protected.
Damages.
But no, they won't be. See, this is where
But
I
this
talked
is-
to a lawyer. See,
this
I
is
talked
a-
to a lawyer,
Okay.
and
a labor law.
yes,
Oh,
and
really? Are they willing
this
to have their
decision,
name?
he's not problem. He has no problem with this decision in the fact that, again, why do you think I'm focusing on the fact that they started work that day?
And they can strike anytime.
The truckers knew when they started work that day that they were going to strike. The union knew that this was going to happen. They intentionally went into work and loaded the trucks and then struck. That is damages. They knew they were going to damage that product. They knew they were going to damage something specific. So this is physical
So I
damage.
can go into work at
can't
8
go-
a.m.,
Okay. Yep.
give notice to management that my union members are striking at 1 p.m.
Does it say they did that right there?
No. I'm just giving you a hypothetical.
No, if I know that
A
if they come
union
in-
protected strike.
That's
So
fine.
what is the responsibility of management at that time? To say, oh, okay, all right. Well, I'm going to say, well, if you're going to strike at 1 o'clock, just leave the trucks in the garage. I'll take the hit for the whole day. What's my contingency?
They didn't do that, David.
They didn't.
David, they didn't.
They didn't.
It's not management that didn't do that. It was planned that they were going to put this cement in there. They were going
a
to rotate
protected
it. They were
strike.
going to rotate
They
it.
planned
They
a
planned-
protected strike.
David, they broke the law because they intentionally damaged the property. It wasn't. It was premeditated murder of the concrete. Thank you very much. We can't say it enough. You can't make this shit up.